What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great, and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today, I wanted to talk about the spot price of silver recovering back to what a lot of people refer to as the support level, around the $24 an ounce range, premium excluded, of course. Gold is doing even better today. We also kind of talk about the market continuing to fall and some Russia and Ukraine updates that I think we need to talk about. We're going to get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for daily videos, subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos, get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel, come and join the Precious Metals VIP Club. I have a giveaway going on, join before midnight tonight if you want to get entered, and of course, go and get your 2 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. They also have 2 promos going on right now where you have to join before midnight to be a part of. Everything is linked in the description. So today is Monday, February 28th, 2022. The spot price of silver as I'm filming the video is $24.40. It's up 13 cents or up 0.54%. Nice green day for silver. Last week we saw it fall down into the $23 an ounce range. Spot price of gold is $19.12.10. It's up $23.10 or up 1.22%. A solid green day for gold. And of course, the gold to silver ratio is in the 78-to-1 range. But of course, that's as I'm filming the video at like 10 o'clock in the morning, not as I'm editing, posting, or as you're watching. So head on down to the comments and let me know the date and time you're viewing the video and what the current spot price is for you. I'm always curious. Alright, so in today's video, we're going to be talking quite a bit about the silver and the gold. Here in front of me, a different display for this week. We got the creatures of the north over there in the corner. We have some queen's beasts over here. We got a nice little stack of different coins. We got some silver bars, 1 ounce, 5 ounce, 10 ounce. We got some gold backs over there. And over to the side, I have some fractional gold coins and a 5 ounce Aztec calendar round, which I have out for a reason. I'll bring those out momentarily. I also wanted to remind everybody that pretty soon we're about to be getting 5 to 10% cash back on silver and gold if you have the Discover It cashback card. I'll explain the details later in the video, but if you don't already have the card, make sure if you apply, use someone's referral link first. If you don't know anybody with a referral link, you're more than welcome to use mine. I'll leave it linked in the description. If you get approved, we will each get $100. But before we can even get into the money, I think we need to first talk about the currency, along with some updates on what's going on over in Ukraine. So to start off with the Russia and Ukraine updates, and I'm going to try to run through this as quickly as I can. It's an exhausting topic, but it's important that we stay informed. So currently, as the Russian invasion continues, it's estimated that so far, over 350 Ukrainian citizens have died, with at least 14 of them being children. That hurts to read, but according to Ukraine, they believe to have killed over 4,000 Russian soldiers that have come in attacking. And with all of the mayhem, we're seeing a massive wave of Ukrainians evacuating the country, seeking safety. So much so that we now have approximately 368,000 refugees fleeing out of Ukraine and into countries like Poland, Hungary, Slovakia, and more. Now, as horrible as all of this is, one thing I found pretty admirable is that Zelensky, the president of Ukraine, is actually armored up and defending his country with the rest of the Ukrainian soldiers. Now, I don't know the first thing about Zelensky's policies. In fact, before all of this went down, I didn't even know who he was. So I'm not going to speak of someone I'm unfamiliar with, but you gotta commend him for standing up and quite literally fighting for his country, putting his life on the line for his country. That's really cool to see. And on top of that, we now have Britain and Denmark encouraging their citizens that if they want to go and help fight with Ukraine, that they should. They're being supported. So we're seeing a lot of unity right now. A little bit of light in the dark, if you will, which is always good to see. But there is something that we need to keep a very close eye on right now. If you watched the video that I posted on Friday, you'll know that Russia has taken complete control of Chernobyl, a Ukrainian nuclear power plant. Over the weekend, we learned that according to the president of France, Moscow may be able to deploy nuclear arms in Belarus. This is a major concern, and this is something that we really need to pay attention to, because obviously the last thing we want is a nuclear strike, and we all know that Putin threatened the United States and NATO countries last week by essentially saying that if we step in, there will be immediate consequences of a level so severe that we've never seen in our history before. Putin said that last week before the invasion, which was later responded to by Biden, who issued sanctions for Russia over this with the intent to pretty much cripple Russia's economy. Then we very quickly heard that Russia would likely be issuing retaliatory sanctions. That was last week, but now, over the weekend, we just heard from Russia State TV, which said our submarines alone can launch 500 nuclear warheads, which guarantees the destruction of the US and NATO for good measure. So clearly, we're starting to see the threats and dangerous messages alluding to nuclear weapons start to build up pretty fast and really start to escalate. But the hopeful take on this is that these threats may just be coming from a place of desperation, as Putin is being met with far more resistance than he probably expected, which is also why Ukrainians are being pushed to evacuate right now. Because with Russia having way more difficulty than expected, they might start targeting civilians, and that would increase the number of deaths very, very quickly. But remember, the longer this chaos lasts, the worse it is for Russia. The goal was to swarm in for a relatively quick takeover, and now thousands of their own soldiers have been killed. Many more have been captured, and the ones that are still invading will not have food and ammo forever. That's why we need to be paying very close attention right now. Because if Putin becomes desperate, God only knows what he'll do. So, before we get into the silver and gold, I want to say what I would suggest for you to be doing right now. And that is pretty much exactly what I'm doing. Staying calm, monitoring what's happening, loading up on some extra food every trip to the store that I take, and considering taking some cash out of the bank. We're already seeing a bit of a Russian bank run, and if everything continues to escalate and things get worse, and we start seeing bigger threats or action get taken, we can pretty much guarantee a cash shortage. A lot of people are going to be pulling their cash out of the bank, so now might be the time for you to consider taking some cash out of the bank. It might be a better idea to have your cash on hand physically with you, rather than sitting there in your savings account or your checking account. And other than that, carry about your business as you normally would. This situation is currently only something to stay alert for, not something to panic over. But hey, speaking of panic, I'm sure the drama queen markets are having a heart attack today. Let's take a quick look at how silver, gold, and the stock market are all reacting to all of this craziness. Starting with the stock market, we currently have the S&P 500 down 0.98%. We have the Dow Jones down 1.26%. And we have the NASDAQ down 0.58%. Everything is down. We're seeing red across the board. We're seeing index funds taking a dive. We're seeing individual stocks take a dive. We're seeing a lot of people sell off their positions right now because we're seeing a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt in the markets right now. And those three things, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, when you have all three of those things, we see tons and tons of red. We see a lot of people panic selling. We see a lot of people running scared. We see a lot of people liquidating. We see a lot of people getting rid of their positions and maybe holding on to cash or putting them into other assets like precious metals as a sense of stability during these times of economic instability. Point being is that we see a lot of people running for the hills right now. And once again, before we get into the silver and gold, we're about to in just 1 second, but before we do, speaking of the stock market, I just want to give a friendly reminder to go and get your 2 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. They're going to give you 2 free random stocks just for doing so. And if you refer 1 friend before midnight tonight, the promo ends this month and you only have a couple hours left to do so. If you refer 1 friend, you get a spin on the Webull wheel where you have the chance of winning a free share of Google worth over $2,000 right now. And if you refer 3 friends before the end of the month, they will give you a guaranteed $150 worth of Apple stock. Again, you only have a couple of hours left, but all you need to do is click that little invite button, send it to 3 people that you know. It's quite literally that simple. Don't pass up on an opportunity. Webull link in the description. Time is running out. But now moving away from the free stocks and moving away from the stock market, moving away from Russia, Ukraine, moving away from all of that, let's now take a look at the silver and the gold. So sitting here on display, as I said before, nice little selection. I rearranged things. I took a couple of things away. I put some different things out for this week's display. We have the werewolf in the corner, the kraken right next to it. We have some queen's beasts right there. We have a stack of different coins, some eagles, maples, and a kangaroo. We have some 1, 5, and 10 ounce silver bars right here, a 1 ounce flag bar, a 1 ounce Westminster bar, a 5 ounce sunshine bar, a 10 ounce sunshine bar, and of course the 10 ounce bull bar. We have some junk silver over there. We have some walking Liberty half dollars. We have some standing Liberty quarters. And of course in the bottom corner, we have a nice little stack of goldbacks, which I'm not stacking necessarily. I'm not picking up goldbacks for the same reason I'm picking up gold coins. This is more of just a way of having fun. And we have some new goldbacks that we are able to pre-order right now, which is something that I will be doing in March. But I wanted to talk about the silver and gold today because silver, more specifically, the support level, what a lot of people are referring to as the support level right now, $24 an ounce, 24 and change. Obviously, it fluctuates by the cents. But when it comes to the silver, we've been seeing silver sit kind of securely in the $24 an ounce range. And I personally wasn't expecting it to go any lower than $24 an ounce. Meanwhile, just as I had acknowledged that silver seemed to be sitting pretty secure in the $24 an ounce range last week, the very next day, I believe, spot price of silver climbed up into the $25 an ounce range, and that's when the stock market really started to tank, because that's when the Russia and Ukraine situation was really getting out of control. And typically, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, that's just what happens to the market. And when that happens to the market, this is what happens to silver and gold. Typically, not always. Silver and gold do very, very well upon bad news. So that's why it's probably a good idea to be as diversified as possible, because you are rewarded during the good times if you're in the different markets, and you're rewarded during the bad times if you're with the precious metals. Typically. Not always, but it's a nice safety net, I guess you can say. When times are good, you're doing okay. When times are bad, you're still doing okay. Hopefully, typically, that's usually the way it works. But funny enough, with the spot price of silver being about, $24 and change, and with that being what a lot of people are referring to as the support level or the support line, last week, I believe it was on Friday, we saw a fall back down into the $23 an ounce range, which caught me off guard. That is not what I was expecting to see. But it very quickly made its way back up into the $24 an ounce range where it's sitting today. So I like to think that silver recovered back to that support line, I guess you can say. And for the time being, I'm just going to stick to doing what I've been doing. I don't think I even need to really talk about it, but I'm going to just stick to the 90%, mainly Washington quarters, maybe some Roosevelt dimes if I stumble upon them. That's really all I'm focused on for the time being when it comes to stacking, that is. I'm playing more offense than defense, but my form of defense is with the precious metals, and I'll continue maintaining a proper, defense strategy, and I'll keep stacking up those 90% Washington quarters, which I like to believe that by the end of the year, that will be the new foundation of my stack. The current foundation of my stack, believe it or not, is still the Silver Eagle, the Type 1 Silver Eagle, which, by the way, I haven't picked up any of these since the very beginning of 2020. And as for the Type 2 Silver Eagles, I only picked up, I think, 5 or 6, and I picked those up upon the release. I pre-ordered them. I got them in the mail, even though I don't like getting silver and gold online anymore. I had no other way of doing it. I picked up 5 or 6 of them. Haven't picked up any more. So the last time I picked up any Silver Eagles at all was kind of toward the beginning of 2021. But the last time I was aggressively stacking Silver Eagles was the beginning of 2020. So I had spent pretty much all of 2018, all of 2019, and the very beginning of 2020 stacking Silver Eagles predominantly. More Silver Eagles than anything else. Definitely more Silver Eagles than Maple Leafs. Way more Silver Eagles than generic silver rounds or bars, and definitely more Silver Eagles than 90%. So that was pretty much the foundation of my stack right off the bat. Within just a couple of months, within just like 6 months of stacking, I'll say. The Silver Eagle was already the foundation of my stack. And then I decided for myself that I wanted it to be the foundation of my stack, so I consciously decided to stack more Silver Eagles than anything else out there. And that's all I did for a couple of years. And in 2020, I wasn't really stacking a whole lot of silver for the first couple of months, or I was before everything crashed, but then after everything crashed, I don't think I picked up any silver at all for about maybe 2 months. And the reason for that was because I just wasn't sure what in the world was going to be going on. I didn't know how severe this was going to be. Keep in mind, this was the beginning of 2020. No one knew how serious it was going to be. I didn't know how my job was going to be impacted. I didn't know how my income was going to be impacted. I was thinking to myself, should I be putting all of my cash into silver and gold right now, or should I be hanging on to a little bit more cash than I normally would, just to kind of beef up the emergency fund a little bit, just in case. I didn't know if I was going to lose my jobs. I was working 3 jobs at the time. I lost one right off I lost 2 right off the bat. 2 out of 3 jobs. I got 1 of the 2 that I lost back, so then I was working with 2 jobs rather than just 1. And then I lost that second job again, and then I got that job back. So all of a sudden, everything became unstable. So I said to myself, hey, you know what? Now might be the time for me to play it safe. But after about a month and a half, 2 months, I kind of realized that this is probably way more over dramatic of a reaction the world had to what was going on. So I was like, all right, yeah, it's probably time to get back into stacking. So I took probably about 2 months off just because I didn't know what in the world was going on, and I got right back to it. But here's the thing. When I got back to it, I didn't get back to it with Silver Eagles. Like I said, I didn't pick up any Silver Eagles for the whole rest of that year. And that's just because the premiums on Silver Eagles were just through the roof. That was quite literally the only reason. Only reason in the world. From the very beginning, I've been a low premium type of guy. I like going for the low premium stuff, and back then Silver Eagles were a low premium coin, hence why I was stacking them. All of a sudden, my ability to get Silver Eagles for a fair price was just eliminated. So rather than stomping my feet and pounding my fist on the table and complaining about it, I was like, all right, what's the next best thing? What else can I get? So I started stacking other types of silver coins, lower premium silver coins, and I started going after generic silver again and really lasering in on 90%, because at the time, that's just where you can get the best bang for your buck. You can get a lot of generic silver and 90% silver, you know, early to mid 2020 for a fairly low premium. And very quickly I learned that the premiums on generic silver started climbing up, but the premiums on 90% still kind of stayed low. From what I had noticed, it seemed as though constitutional silver was the last type of silver to start going up when it comes to the premiums. So I was making the most of it while I could, and then I started to see the premiums on 90% go up a little bit, but they were still the lowest premium silver that I could get my hands on. And at the time, my local coin shop was closed. I didn't have the ability to get my silver in person anymore. I had to get it all online. So I was able to get a whole bunch of 90% silver online. And fortunately for me at the time, that was right around that was the third quarter of the year, which meant that one of my credit cards was offering me 5% cash back on PayPal transactions. So I just took that as an opportunity. I was like, all right, let me get, basically a 5% discount on silver that I get online. I get a whole bunch of 90% off of eBay, get 5% cash back. And it was my first year with the card, which meant at the end of my first year, they would match all the cash back, which means technically I got 10% cash back on all of that silver. And that promo will be going on the third quarter of this year as well. July, August, and September. 5% cash back on silver and gold. If it's your first year with the card, you get 10% cash back. If you're wondering, I have the card right here. It's the Discover It cashback card. If you're going to apply for the card, if you don't already have it, make sure you use somebody's referral link. You and the person that you referred you will each get a statement credit, basically a bonus. They get a referral bonus and you get a sign-up bonus. And if you don't know anybody with the card, you're more than welcome to use my referral link. I'll leave it linked in the description. 5% cash back on silver online 3 months out of the year, and gold, or really anything. PayPal transactions. That's almost anything on the internet that you're going to be buying anyway. Link your card to it, you get 5% cash back, or 10% cash back if it's your first year with the card. And by the way, if you use my referral link, normally you would get a $50 statement credit if you're approved. Right now, you're going to get $100 if you're approved. So you might not want to pass up on the opportunity. The Discover It cashback card referral link will be in the description. So even though I don't get silver or gold online anymore, at least for the most part I don't, I'm really looking forward to the third quarter of the year because I'm probably going to get quite a bit of silver on eBay again, as I did last year and the year before. I mean, that's the whole reason I was able to get some of the silver that you see on display right here. I mean, I got the Kraken, I got the Yale, I got a whole bunch of 90%, I got one of these 10-ounce silver bars, I don't remember if I got the Aztec calendar during that time or if it was after the fact, but point being, I got this as well. All it takes is a little bit of strategy. You just have to figure out where you can get the best bang for your buck. You got to figure out which of the two metals makes more sense to be stacking right now. Maybe it's both. Maybe it's 50-50. Maybe it's more 90-10, kind of like what I'm going. 90 silver, 10 gold. It's probably even closer to 99-1 right now, to be honest. You just got to figure out which metal makes more sense right now at this time. You got to figure out where you can get the best bang for your buck. And then, of course, when it comes to different payment methods, figure out which is the best way to go. A lot of the time, paying with cash is the best way to go. A lot of the time, if you're going to get it online, paying with a check is the best way to go because of credit card fees. But if you have the ability to get 5 to 10% cash back, it lowers it down to a price that's even lower than paying with a check. Paying with a check, you get it for this price. Paying with a credit card that gives you 5 to 10% cash back will get the silver even cheaper. So once again, It just takes some strategy. You just have to figure it out. And once again, $100 statement credit just for getting approved. It's not really something to turn down. So if you want to get the card, that link will be in the description. Really looking forward to the third quarter of the year. Looking forward to really diving back in head first on silver at that point. I'm still stacking the silver, but third quarter of the year is probably going to be an opportune time to really dive back in and get aggressive again. So I'm looking forward to that. But I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. When it comes to the Russia and Ukraine updates, is this something that you're paying attention to? Is this something that you are keeping your eyes peeled for? Because I think during times like these, you need to keep your eyes peeled. You need to keep your head on a swivel. You don't need to be paranoid. You don't need to be panicking. You don't need to be running around like a chicken with your head cut off. You don't need to be freaking out thinking that the sky is falling or that the world is ending. It's not that deep. But it's definitely something that you need to be alert for. It's definitely something that you need to be paying attention to just in case. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. That's the motto that I think each and every one of us need to be living by. So I want to know your thoughts on that right there. Of course, when it comes to the stock market and everything continuing to fall, the constant decline that we've been seeing pretty much this entire year so far, it continues. What are your thoughts on that right there? And of course, when it comes to the silver and the gold, which of the two metals are you prioritizing right now? Do you prefer one metal over the other? Are you going about 50-50? And when it comes to acquiring your silver, do you get it mainly from the coin shop? Do you get it online? If you do get it online, what is your typical payment method? You usually pay with a check. Maybe that's the cheapest way to go. It usually is. Or do you try to work out different strategies when it comes to cashback cards and get it even cheaper than if you were to pay with a check? Head on down to the comments and let me know. If you guys liked today's video, please hit that like button, subscribe if you're new, subscribe to my second channel for weekly videos, go and get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. We got t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, coffee mugs in a ton of different designs. We even have the limited edition, luck has nothing to do with it, t-shirt and hoodie, only available until St. Patrick's Day. Get one while you can. It's only a couple weeks away, and a portion of the proceeds are going to St. Baldrick's Foundation. DYDSS store will be linked in the description. Come and join us in the Precious Metals VIP Club, which is where I do giveaways every single month. I have one going on right now. Join before midnight tonight if you want to get entered. Live streams multiple times a week. Deal alerts on silver and gold every single day. You can watch all of my videos early and commercial free. And every Saturday morning, I post an adventure vlog. And there are a ton of other perks as well. I guarantee you the value exceeds the cost. VIP Club link in the description. And of course, last but not least, make sure to go and get your 2 free stocks by downloading Webull and funding your account. They're going to give you 2 free random stocks just for doing so. And if you refer one friend by midnight tonight, they will give you a spin on the Webull wheel where you have the chance of winning a free share of Google worth over $2,000. And if you refer 3 friends by midnight tonight, they will give you a guaranteed $150 worth of Apple stock for free. If you don't want the stocks, go and get them anyway. Sell them. Congratulations. Now you have cash to go and get some silver and gold if that's what you want to do. Don't pass up on an opportunity. You only have until midnight. Webull link in the description. Time is running out. And of course, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know once again, what are your thoughts on everything going on right now? Russia and Ukraine. Is this something that we'll still be talking about in another 6 weeks? Is this something that will come to an end relatively soon? Obviously, only time will tell, but what are your thoughts on some of the updates that we got over the weekend that I shared at the beginning of the video? When it comes to the stock market continuing to fall, what are your thoughts on that? When it comes to about the $24 an ounce mark for silver being the quote-unquote support level or the support line, You agree with that? Do you disagree with that? What are your thoughts on the precious metals right now? Which of the two are you focusing more of your attention on? And of course, what is your typical method of payment when acquiring the precious metals? Head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you tomorrow. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.